4 teens vanished from a fast food restaurant in the dead of night. 2 days later, their bodies, shot, stabbed, and bludgeoned, were found in a remote forest. No arrests, no closure. Over 40 years later, the Burger Chef murders in Speedway, Indiana, remain one of America's most chilling unsolved mysteries. It was the night of November 17, 1978. For young Burger Chef employees, Jane Freedy 20, Mark Fleming 16, Ruth Ellen Shelton 17, and Danny Davis 16, were working a late shift in Speedway, Indiana. Between 11 p.m. and midnight, they vanished. At first, police believed the teens may have stolen cash and left a party because only about $581 was missing from the safe, and there were no overt signs of struggle. But that theory unraveled fast. The teens never returned home. Jane's car was found locked in town the next morning. Purses and jackets were left behind at the Burger Chef. Nobody believed they walked away voluntarily. On Sunday, November 19th, hikers in Johnson County discovered 4 bodies in a wooded clearing over 20 miles from Speedway. Each had died by different means. 2 were shot in the back of the head with a .38 caliber. Jane was stabbed, and another, Mark Flemings, died from blunt force trauma and choking on his own blood. Shockingly, many of their personal items remained: cash, jewelry, and watches, suggesting robbery was not the sole motive. Compounding the tragedy, the crime scene at the Burger Chef was mishandled. The restaurant was cleaned and reopened before forensic photography, fingerprinting, and proper processing. Former investigators later admitted, "We screwed it up from the beginning." Within hours, composite sketches of 2 men surfaced. One with a beard covering the mouth with a handkerchief, another clean-shaven. Teenage witness had seen them near the restaurant before closing time. Retired Indiana detective Stoney Vann, who led the case for decades, theorized the abductors were a robbery crew who, when recognized by one of the employees, likely Jane, panicked and resorted to murder. One man, Donald Wayne Forrester, confessed twice years later, then recanted. At his home, police found 38 shell casings matching the weapon used in the murders. But inconsistencies in his story and lack of corroboration kept charges from sticking. One of the most haunting aspects, the initial hours were so mishandled that potential evidence vanished forever. Detectives later reconstructed scenes from memory, but it was too late. Through the years, lead detectives have changed. New forensic tools, especially DNA and digital databases, offer new hope. Clay busts of the suspects remain preserved in the Indiana State Police Museum, waiting to be matched to living persons. The old restaurant building itself is now being torn down. In December 2023, Speedway officials announced demolition plans, the ground itself, stained by unsolved horror, preparing to vanish. Families of Jane, Ruth, Mark, and Danny still demand answers. They planted memorial oak trees and a bench in Speedway in 2018, each bearing a plaque with their names. Filmmakers Luke Rinderman and Adam Kamian spent 6 years producing the Speedway murders, offering new interviews, refreshed theories, and renewed public attention. Yet after 45 years, the case remains open, but cold. Investigators hope DNA advances or a forgotten witness might break it wide open. For lives bright with promise, extinguished in a crime that still haunts. The faces may fade, but their names endure. For Jane, Ruth, Mark, and Danny, justice cannot wait forever. The night they vanished continues to demand answers.